I don't know. We discussed it obviously already. We have to because we have not too much time to make that decision. But it's not no final decision yet. But of course, if we would play while we are in Qatar, there would be two different teams. But we cannot leave any players at home for the Carabao Cup. It's not. We have 2 games there in a very busy period. It's not that we can go there and with 11 players and say, okay, these 11 guys play the 2 games in Qatar and the other guys play at home in England against Aston Villa. So that doesn't work like this. So, but we have to make a decision, and we will make the decision, but not yet. Look, that's one part of our relationship which I don't like too much, because I don't think that it's okay for you only to ask the question, let me give the answer, and in the end watch what happens. Because you write the things, if I make now again create headlines and we have a headline for a day and some people will say, why is he moaning, he earns that much money, blah, blah, blah. That's what I don't like, because it's not, the discussion needs to, it's obvious that it's too much. It's absolutely obvious. Everybody involved in the game would tell you that, and you know it as well. So, but then it's still, but let's have a look how they deal with it. So that's how it is. And if you see the schedule which is coming up, it's all okay. We for example, Premier League, what a competition, sensationally cool, blah, blah, blah. But then a Carabao Cup, nice competition, obviously. What a wonderful game we had on Wednesday night, stuff like this. But then there's still, in end of January, after a very busy, I think end of January, after a very busy schedule in December, there are 2 semi-finals. That's an easy decision for me to say, okay, if you keep that competition, why you don't make 2 semi-finals? And then we have still in the following February, March and April, we have FA Cup games at the weekend. And you can discuss that always. I'm 4 years in, and before I knew about it, people discussed it already. And now you see it, and I think, okay, that is really a problem. Of course, that's the difference to other countries. When Italy have 20 teams as well, cup competition. But these are all the differences. The only country where really nobody wants to touch it, or maybe wants to touch it. The FA wants to touch the League Cup. The Football League wants to touch the FA Cup, but nobody really discussed it about it. And then on top of that, the UEFA decides to make the Nations League, to give to the players who are already pretty busy. There's very successful players, good players, give them a couple of more intense games. I said that before, and it always sounds like it's my problem. It's not at all my problem. I'm not involved in Nations League games. I don't play international games at all. I have a week off or a couple of days off, stuff like this. It's not my problem. I only discuss it with them, if you want, from the same perspective like you should discuss it, but you don't. That's how it is. You don't. You only report what I say. And as long as it's like this, there's no pressure on anybody. We have exactly the same situation, and then we look why the best players in the world cannot perform on the highest level as long as we wish for, or they get bad injuries and stuff like this. And then people say, okay, then you need a bigger squad. But the game is not made for bigger squads. You cannot make a 40-player squad and 20 of them you send on holiday until January and say, oh, now you come in, but we pay for all of them. That's not possible. That's just not how it works. So in the moment, it's a disbalance between the numbers of players you have in a squad, the competitions you have to play, and a big gap between the breaks the boys usually would need and they get. If you are an international player and play all the big competitions in the world, pretty much, if you have to play, then you have per year 2 weeks off. That's in fact 2 weeks. The Manes, the Salahs, the Hendersons, all these guys, they have 2 weeks off a year. So, and now you tell me, in a physical, pretty demanding job, with it's pressure in as well. So we cannot say, okay, this game is not too important. This game, come on, we don't have to play really, stuff like that. We cannot say it. And that means that's the situation. So the situation is clear. The solutions, I think there would be a few possible, but it was not one day that FIFA, UEFA, Premier League, or the leagues, and maybe then the football leagues, I don't know exactly if that's something else, but that they have to sit on the table and really discuss and think about the players and not about their wallet. So that's the moment, probably. But we cannot change that, obviously. I discuss it, and now I can always, it's probably not even 50-50 what people think about what I say. It's probably 40-60, 30-70, because we discuss it always on a back of the money we earn. that makes you not stronger, more resilient for the situation. It's not like this. It's just that these are the games we have to play, and we will play them with all we have. But somebody has to think about how many games it will be.